Welcome back, dwarf fans. So I've got a few things done since the last video. For one thing, I've destroyed and recreated the stockpile, so as you can see the dwarves now know that it's a stockpile and they're allowed to put things on it, and are doing so. Let's unpause and we'll see them doing it. So they are bringing in the wood from outside, plus some of the things they brought on their caravan. Now if we head down, as you can see here, I've partially dug out an area. They'll finish that mine once they've finished hauling objects around. And we've dug right down here into the rock, and like I said, you don't just have grass in Dwarf Fortress, you don't just have rocks either. So what rocks do we have here? We have got rough-hewn bituminous coal. Oh, lovely. We have a dolomite cavern floor. It's mostly dolomite down here. That seems to be the standard local rock. We've also got some hematite. That's good. We can make iron out of that. There's some bituminous coal. We've got limonite. That's another iron ore. We've got random lumps of dolomite lying around, and we have tetrahedrite. I can't even remember what that is. Probably another iron ore. So yes, miscellaneous rocks. Let's let them continue with that. So the reasons for these structures will become obvious imminently. Let's head back up here again. So what I want just here is to build some workshops. At some point I need to make some doors, because it's very important that all workshops have doors. However, not important just now. Oh, we have struck talc. The number of rocks in this game is incredible. You will learn so much geology playing this. So, anyway, I'm going to build a workshop, which means I need to remember how to build buildings. That's B for building, and then W for workshop, and C for carpenters, because that's the very first thing we're going to need. Just pop it in that box there. To make it out of something. Now I'm going to save my wood for something else, so I'm going to build it out of dolomite. I'm going to want some other bits and pieces here as well. I think it would be a good idea to have a mason's workshop, so I'm just going to pop that in opposite the carpenter, and that's going to be built of dolomite as well. Now, all of the others I'm going to need at some point, but for now I'll just go with the two. And off they go. So we've got quite a lot of stuff being brought in here now. As you can see, they've brought in all the rocks from downstairs, as well as all the wood and trade materials from upstairs. What is that thing? It's a crutch. They've brought a crutch. I mean, fair, they might need one. It's not unheard of for dwarves to get horrific injuries and need to walk around on crutches. Just seems a little defeatist. Oh well, I might be glad of that later on. Oh, it's nice to watch them go sometimes. It's looking quite pretty out there. I think it's actually summer and the pomegranate trees are in bloom. How lovely. Let's see how things are getting on down here. Nobody is building my workshops. That's a problem. Hopefully it's just because everybody is too busy hauling rocks around. The meaning of this particular area will soon become apparent. Occasionally you see them flash past as they change floor. This delightful orange soil is loamy sand. How that differs from just a regular sand we've got further down, I don't know. This game is nothing if not incredibly detailed. So the good news is I can see several barrels of beer and plenty of wood. Now, well, there we have a tile with a red background. I need to take a look at that. Rotten hornbill mutilated corpse. Contains multiple blood splatters. Well, that's horrible. And also mauve. This game. One useful thing we can do is check on how the dwarves are feeling. Now, obviously this means I've got to catch one. But if I pause... here we have Onal Rigothtost, a miner. Let's take a look at him. Well, that tells us nothing, obviously, except that he owns 10 things, but what we really want is thoughts and preferences. Well, this is... yes, he is doing all right. That's good to know. Well, how is he feeling? He is annoyed about having a drink without using a cup. He has absolutely no feelings on the subject of dead hornbills. He doesn't like the rain. He felt euphoric due to inebriation, despite his annoyance about lack of cup. He was annoyed by the lack of chairs. Oh, annoyed about the lack of drinking ware again. Yeah. All in all, this one's doing okay. We need to get him some chairs at some point. But for the moment, he's all right. All right is a decent state for them to be in at this stage of affairs. Let's let them go again. Got some interesting yellow blobs in here. I wonder what those are. Let's take a look. It's a lump of gypsum. I have no idea why there are lumps of gypsum in here, but oh well. As you can see, they have filled this up pretty fast. I'm going to need another stockpile fairly soon. In fact, I will have them dig one out right now. Ultimately, we're going to condense the whole stockpile situation by making a series of bins. But for the moment, just the everything stockpile will do. Of course, our miners are quite busy. But, good news. Looks like one of our workshops has been built. Let's take a look at it. Soon, at least, as I can remember. How? Well, that sounds like a job for a future episode, when I will finally get the carpenter's workshop up and running, and everyone can finally have some chairs. Goodbye.